Assassin's Creed Unity. But can I beat it with the worst weapon available? Can I avenge the death of Monsieur Delacé with nothing but drumrolls, please? The pickaxe? Let's find out. I'm also not going to be talking about young Arno and the incident. I'll just be focusing on adult Arno.
In broad daylight, he broke into my home and me.
Since nothing really happens right now,
Don't give me that look.
I'm going to dive right into the meat. But yet, I've got no pickaxe. I've only got a sword up until sequence 3 memory 1, so for now I will try and avoid killing. But let me just say this, you can replay the beginning missions with a pickaxe, but I'm not gonna do that, so I'm gonna put my hands up in the air and apologize. Also, I'm not gonna use medicine, smoke bombs, cherry bombs, everything is gone. It's just me and the pickaxe. And this is where I learned of my greatest threat, the pistol. Since nothing really happens right now, I'll skip ahead to Arno's canon event. Unfortunately, Arno got framed for murder, which means I'm getting nicked, I'm gonna be charged, I'm gonna be placed in the... But this is where I first met Bellec. We had karate in the jail cell. Hell, Bellec even had movie night. Pet names? Check. Satisfying my humiliation fetish? Check. We even exchanged secrets like what our favourite type of orange juice is. For a short time we were happy, until we weren't. The French civilians were starting to get pissy, the price for a baguette made me want to forget, and sometimes opportunity sounds a lot like cannon fire. But two guards approach, and the only way to make Bellec fight is by throwing a cherry bomb. Or just by standing there and waiting, but you know, cherry bombs look cool. But whilst Bellec picks the lock, I have to keep the guards, yes Bellec, thank you. Cherry bombs? No. Smoke bombs? No. So, you know, I just fucking killed them. I then escape, join the assassins.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
But I have now got my pickaxe and I'm with my boy Bellec. Killing my first 3 guards with my pickaxe is as easy as kissing a man. Sure, it can be pretty scary at first, but ultimately at this stage in the game, you will cause internal bleeding. Since they have difficulty meters above their head, these guys are piece of shit. But I then hatch a plan on the rooftop with Bellec. I slide down the rooftop, slide through the Notre Dame, slide past all the guards, and slide into my target and punch him in the penis. So it's easier to just use stealth, and you can kill this guard so Cive will investigate, and then you can get close and personal. But Cive was my first target in a long line of other targets that I must kill to get to my end goal. Isn't that right, Arno? How original. The King of Beggars. During this section, Unity looks at me in my autistic face and says, I would really prefer if you be quiet, because combat is a big fat no.
Bro, please, bro, why are you doing?
Majority of this is stealth and not related to my challenge, until I enter the sewer where I can run. But the King of Beggars is conveniently sitting in that chair. He's actually hiding on a platform above you, living his best life, having fun sniping. So you can climb your way up, sniff Fist Guard's neck, and deal the target a decapitation.
The King of Beggars is dead. He was carrying this. Carry it with honor. I will.
Now that I know what killed Monsieur Delacé,
A pin.
Really, nigga?
I must explore this house and find Jamais using stealth. You can run through most of this, but you can't access the door once you're in combat.
Nope.
But you do have one secret move that only applies to Arno. The closet. If you hide in the closet, it will deceive people. And then you can walk behind them and fully experience what it's like to be close to a man and access the door. As long as the little exclamation mark above their head doesn't fully turn red.
I need to know about this.
You must lead Jermaine downstairs and fight many sexy men. But to make things a little easier, I would lure away 1 or 2 at a time into this little room, and I might as well call this your obituary. He then points me in the direction of the hottest nudes in all of France, baby! And a Templar. Trying to find the hottest nudes in all of France is as painful as taking it in the ass. But much like taking it in the ass, it gets easier over time. These guards are the definition of the lights are on but nobody is home. So you can just run in and avoid... Like I said, so he said, you can run in and avoid most of the gunfire that aims straight for the heart or the head.
It's big. It hardly seems safe just to leave these lying around.
Lafreniere!
What with your boys?
Running in and dealing some kidney digs will get your ass penetrated, so I found it best to lure him away from his men, but no matter what, the big beefy boys would always follow him.
What's up with that?
But there is one thing that every Templar fears. The dark. They wouldn't come down into the dark, but if you start a fight and run into the tunnel, they'll follow you, then you can run off and hide, catch them back up, and bleed them till a burgundy. And Lafreniere is like really easy.
What's up with that?
Apparently, I got duped into killing the wrong guy, so the silversmith, Jermaine, was going to pay. After sneaking into the house and watching Templars from 2 feet away, Elise was going to be ambushed.
Oh no! Anyway,
During this sequence, Elise will do most of the work. She's actually really useful here. I never thought I'd be saying that.
My name is Elise de la...
Shut up!
But there's 5 shooters in 5 separate locations that you must kill right now. If not, then I must hear Arno and Elise cringe.
It's like that time in Marseille.
Bit more blood this time.
There's 3 shooters in the windows, where you can pretty much whisper sweet nothings in their ear, and you can even slip a finger in their anus. But the other 2 are on rooftops, and because Arno spends a ridiculous amount of time to kill this guy, the guy in the background is waiting with a gun. Fortunately, roly-polies negate any bullets from hitting me, and I could just roll around without a care in the world and not... Fortunately, roly-polies lower the chance to get hit with bullets, so I would deal some nasty blows, roll out of there, and repeat. It was a day like any other, except it wasn't. There was civil disobedience in the country of love, but love can be a poison that we can't escape. A man dead of cringe laid cold on his bed. The evidence? A handkerchief, lady's handkerchief, poison, and the last piece of damning evidence.
What is that?
It's the weapon that killed you.
So I chased the doctor, choked him out, followed the trail, and realised that they were...
Piss pot.
It was Bellec. There are 4 stages to this fight, each stage getting progressively harder than the last. First stage, this stage was like fondling your testicles. Enjoyable. Second stage, the second stage, Bellec was starting to become sexy. A lot of shoving and a lot of heavy attacks. Third stage, this stage has Bellec throwing stun grenades. He does the roll and he likes to For some reason, the only weapon he likes to use here is the pistol. The fourth stage, this stage Bellec had teleportation. He had flashes. And most of all, he was full sexy. Fortunately, I had one secret weapon, a bitch.
Look out!
Whenever Bellec would get too sexy, Elise would warn me so I can avoid the sexiness. But unfortunately, Bellec suffered from repetitiveness and the apprentice became the master.
Make my dreams come true.
Whilst Arno is on the hunt to destroy the last of those soul-destroying nudes,
This is it. Should take care of that.
Arno has to defend Napoleon Bonaparte whilst he cranks that lever. But let me just say this, I'm gonna stab you in the neck, puncture your lungs, then Fortunately, you only have to defend Napoleon Bonaparte for 2 minutes. And these NPCs are really low on the difficulty meter. Rui! Up on this roof lays Rui, and when one guard spots you, they all spot you. But if you hide where they can't see you, they will all walk away except for Rui, and I chose this spot because once you engage in combat, they all engage in combat. But you can knock him off a building by manipulating the counter system, then he can be this close to being on the ground. Marie! In this house lays the hottest club in all of France, baby! But you need to be silent, otherwise... So being silent is a must. But the moment Marie lays eyes on you, she runs into this room where she can meet the blunt side of an axe. I then chase an hot air balloon swing from a rope.
Are you alright?
La Pelletier! If you bribe this woman... So if you bribe this woman, you can gain access to this window, and you can run in to scare him, and then run out where he hides in this room. Although the sacred half T-pose prevents any sort of normal attacks, the only attack that can be performed during a sacred half T-pose is an assassination. Jermaine! Hidden amongst all these men are some of the happiest people you'll ever meet. Hidden amongst all these men lays Jermaine, but Jermaine's got the boys. But fortunately, I've got a bitch.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, one bitch just isn't enough. I hit the ground, death. But that's when nature starts to call. The French civilians were starting to riot, mass panic on the streets, petty crimes becoming a common occurrence. The people were angry, and rightfully so. I needed to turn a negative into a positive, a school bus into a cool bus. So an alliance was formed. In exchange of protection from petty crimes, the French civilians would assist me in my aid and help me take on the boys. But Germain had escaped, which only means one thing.
Arno Dorian, you are hereby exiled from the Brotherhood of Paris.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Wake the
In this palace lays room upon room upon room of the toughest guards where stealth is necessary. And all I got is my trusty pickaxe that has the same damage output as stepping on a Lego. In this palace lays room upon room of the sexiest guards and stealth is a must, and all I got is... But there is one strategy I was clearly overlooking. Run. You can actually run all the way through here, but you must have that speed. Although you will die when you get outside, but there's a checkpoint. Now all you have to do is fight. All I had to do was perfect parry all these men, dodge their stun grenades, avoid their pistols, and slice through my target. So obviously I died. But there is another strategy that I was clearly overlooking. Pickaxe flips. If you perform sexy pickaxe flips, the target gets jealous and starts a fight. And it's always easier to kill one sexy guard than 7. After fondling the corpse of the target, I was going to be a simp no more.
Arno.
La Touche! Paris was cannibalizing itself, streets were not safe, food was scarce, and the old allegiance between the assassins and the French civilians was no more. La Touche was surrounded by his men, snipers positioned on every rooftop, and by no means an easy target.
And be a man.
But there was one strategy that I have done to death. Run. You can run in to cause him to run away, which you can then catch him all by himself, and you can get close and personal with the razor-sharp object. But the country of love was healing. But when we start working together, that's when the real healing takes place. Arno lay desynchronized, humiliated to the bone. The evidence! Sequence 12, memory 1. And you have to distract the guards. The first guard comes out of the crapper. But oh boy, he's angry. I can't even damage him since the timing to pull off a perfect parry is wow. So it was safe to say that he was pretty sexy and pretty dumb. But there he goes, the sexiest guard to ever enter my life. He came into it as quick as he left it. But there's 2 more sexy guards to distract. So I decided to get everyone's attention and run around, and run around, and run around, and run around. Until Elise was done looking around, I guess. But no matter how long I ran, she just wasn't done looking. Which means I had to fight.
Fuck that.
Since the timing to pull off a perfect parry in which I could counter was wow wow wow, I couldn't kill him before the next 2 guards would tell Elise to leave.
No! No!
So I decided to break my rules. Germain! Upon the highest room of the tallest tower lays Germain, but littered around his courtyard is the biggest threat to me. After you get around the guns by going the back way, I just couldn't escape the 3 emotions that was on my mind. Scared, worried, and scared. But I had to kill Germain. Those nudes were just on. But there's 2 stages to this fight. First stage! Germain comes right out being full sexy. He has one ability called Unlimited Power, where he shoots lightning, and hitting him with the blunt side of an axe doesn't work. Which means I have to resort to assassinations until he fades away. So unfortunately, I've raised my hands up and I've said that I'm second stage. The second stage, Germain calls down lightning strikes, he has unlimited power, and he teleports. But fortunately for me, I had my secret weapon, Elise. She would keep him talking, and I would slip in with a few body shots. But body shots would not work, so I had to resort to assassinations. Run-in assassinations, smoke bomb assassinations, air assassinations. But unfortunately, Elise died during the battle.
Oh, let's go! That's
Wow, that was insanely sad and depressing. Anyway, goodbye.
I won't let you go.
Bye, have a beautiful time.